Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Convos with Friends podcast. And uh, with me, I've got TI or Two Face Dibia.
Um,
Actually,
I get that too many times, man.
well, I've got with me Tesse.
I get that too many times.
Sorry, man, I just had to put it in. My bad.
Yeah,
So I've got with me Tesse
no,
here,
it's allowed.
and yeah. So Tesse, can you introduce yourself and tell us more about you?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Bosque said I don't know if he's called Bosque, but we've been friends I mostly know him as Bosque, anyways. I'm Terseer Tor on the socials. Terseer Tor. Um, I'm the CEO of Target Paintballing and Sports Arena in Jos Plateau State, along with a few other things that are low key for now. I'm also an architect. I'm also an architect. I'm also an architect and a 3D interior designer. That still falls under architecture. Yeah, that's just my humble background.
All right. So, beforehand when we were talking about how the importance of just being in a place where people are having those kind of right conversations, and you were saying something. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can remember what you were saying.
Yeah. So basically, what I was trying to say was, I don't know how to put this, but we are, there's this argument these days about millennials, Gen Z, and whatever. And then I had to Google, at some point, I had to Google where we fell in. And then I realized that we were the bridge between, if I'm correct, we're the bridge between the millennials and the Generation Z. But technically, we fall under the Generation Z, right? That's 96 to 97, 96 to 98 or so. And then I was thinking about it and I was asking myself, and I was like, there's a way we think. There's a way, I don't know if, well, obviously not everybody, but I find myself, now this is where I was heading to. I find myself amidst people that think alike. Like you made mention of something that you're trying to raise, that this podcast is for people who think or who feel that other people around them are not doing something, so they don't need to really do anything or something like that. And then the first advice to give those kind of people would be to change your circle, right? Just change your circle, because the honest truth, most is, I'm not going to sit with you and then we're talking about booze and party all day, and then I expect that, let me be honest with you, good things can come out of such conversations. There's no bad thing about it. I mean, it's people say it's our time, so we should enjoy it. And then most times, the older people will tell us that, well, most deals are closed over some bottles or some shots. You can never really tell who you're going to meet, but then it depends on the initial mindset. If I'm going to a place where there's going to be shots and booze, and then I get introduced to, say, the governor's son, the president's son, the special advisor to this or that. If I'm not able to take that opportunity of that person's presence where he is free, where that person doesn't, I don't need to break all the necessary protocol to get to that person. If I don't take that opportunity, then I've lost it forever. I'll now need to start going through all the files and all the processes, all his secretaries and aides or whatever to get to that person. And I may never get that opportunity again. If I was in a circle where people didn't think that it was necessary, all they wanted was to party with this guy and spend this guy's money along with him, they wouldn't think that way. They won't see it as an opportunity to leverage on the person's, will I say, portfolio or the person's office at the moment. So it will be why the first thing to do is to change your circle. change your circle. If you find yourself thinking positively, thinking outside the box, you may not necessarily need to change it, but you can have the conversation with guys and be like, Alpha, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you guys think about this? If they downplay it, or if they don't support you, or they try one way or the other, you try to bring them in, and then there is no how that they are willing to come in, then it's best to let them be, sincerely, because you can't go, it's basically garbage in, garbage out. You can't give out what you've not taken in. You get. So, bro, it's just to change your circle, man.
Oh boy, you just said so much things, so many things. I'll just have to like go back and think about all these things, guy, because it's not easy
Abba.
now, But anyway, like let's let's dive into what this podcast is going to be about. So, in your
Hmm.
introduction, you mentioned that you're a CEO of Target
Well,
Arena.
I
What
will.
is that?
Well, Target Arena is a company, recreational and leisure sports company. Basically, what we deal with is at the moment we are running a paintball arena in Jos. It's the first on the plateau, and if our research is right, as at the time we started, we were the first in where we call middlebelt these days. That's Plateau, Kaduna, Benue, and I guess Taraba, and Soran Bauchi, and the rest. So as at when we started 3 years ago, 2019, or no, 2018 ending. That's 2019, that's 3 years ago, but it was 2018 actually. So the paintballing at the moment, we're running paintball and then recreational activities such as um, we provide five-a-side soccer, and then okay, just paintball and five-a-side soccer at the moment. We're looking to expand into basketball and other forms of sports. Just to give a different. What we intend to do is to give a different dimension to some of these things, rather than the conventional and chilling sports that you have around. You can just come around and then you keep fit, and at the same time you hang out. You know, so that was the main idea. That
So,
was the main purpose
so
of
like you were
starting
saying
it.
beforehand, how you didn't have uh you're not in the right circle of people to like push you on to like start this thing. So at that moment, what
Yeah.
was the drive to actually start it? Like how can somebody just sit down one day and say, in fact, you know what, I'm going to become the first paintball arena in the whole of the middle belt of Nigeria. Like what can drive any
Do
man
you
to do
know?
that kind of
Do, do you know what? Let me be honest with you. Personally, I had sincerely speaking, I had this. I've always had this thought or this saying. I had written it down in a book. Like after I graduated from secondary school, I had written it down in a book. I had written down, let's say, a timeline of activities or where I should be at a certain age, at certain points in my life. Yeah. So, as God will have it, I realized that as I was getting older, I was sticking those timelines. You get. And then there's this particular place. You should know it because you were just boy before God sent you
thing?
outside this country. Solomon Lara Amusement Park.
Yeah, I know Solomon Laria.
Yeah. So because my house is not quite far from there,
Mm,
every time I drove past, I always said, I'm going to buy this place.
mm,
I just said it.
mm.
I'm still saying it because I've not bought it yet. But
I was I was thinking you're
I
going to
just
drop the
see,
bomb.
no, I'm still saying it because I've not bought it yet. Because there's so much potential that the plateau has that I feel is we're not utilizing enough, right? So the idea of, okay, when you get this place, what exactly are you going to do with it? And then, and I would say, we now started going to Abuja, where we used to go before that. But, rather than going for fun, you're going to open up your mind. And then they have places like Central Park, they have places like Millennium Park. So here you call it on Monlara Amusement Park. What exactly can you really do? So just the thought alone, and then I was like, okay, there's five aside. Then all this conventional stuff, they are usually things that everybody knows already. So what don't they know? And then the idea came, oh, paintball. I didn't. The honest truth is, I didn't know how. I didn't know where. But now let me tell you how your circle matters. So I spoke to a friend in the UK. So this was 2018 ending, yeah. Um, we were about to leave uni, and I was thinking there's going to be a lot of space before when you graduate from uni and when you go for service, you have a few months. So what exactly will you be doing in those few months? Why not just start something? So I wrote a proposal and I showed it to my dad. Funny enough, this man just looked at it like it was a project. He was busy correcting my English and punctuation marks. I was like, man,
Mm.
I want you to look at the figure and give me graph. But then he just gave his fatherly advice now. Chill till when you're done with school now. But me, I knew. I felt like I knew. I felt like if I didn't have take that opportunity then, I was going to miss it.
So you were still in school when you're trying to take up these opportunities.
Yeah, I was still in school. I was still in, I had not even, I don't think I was going to my final year. Either I was in my final year first semester or I was going to my final year. I knew that I wasn't done with projects or finals when I started Target Arena. So I spoke to a friend in the UK and then she was like, oh, um, we now have a mutual friend. And she was now telling me that, oh, this guy is finishing school too in the UK and he's coming back. And then I think she was thinking of starting something, but he doesn't know what or how. So maybe you should talk to him. So I now texted him on Snapchat. I was like, yo, how far? I have this mad idea. Let's start the paintball arena in Jos. And he was like, bro, he's down. He's mad. Like he's down for it. He's down for it because he's been thinking. And I was like, okay, now cool. When he comes back tonight, then we'll sort everything out. I had written the proposal already. I had gotten the name, right? I had even started doing mock-ups. I think you remember there was one time that we were doing some Photoshop stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I now did some mock logos and all of that. Then he now came back and then we started kicking it. I had sourced where we could get I had made the bill, made the budget, sourced where we could get all the equipment from, did everything. And then what we did was the moment he came back 2018, ending, I think 2018 November, yeah, we now started the process. We now began to import things from abroad because we didn't know anywhere in Nigeria at that time. And then it was after we started, then we now began to find places in Nigeria then.
Well, wait. How did you know how to go about all these things? Like it's almost as if you had it in a like you already knew what to do.
What
Contact this person, buy it from here, draw up the bill, drop the proposal. Like how did you know all these things?
Bosque, sincerely speaking, if I should tell you that I know how I did it, I'm lying to you because I had no prior knowledge of anything business, right? What I had was that, look, I want this thing to work. Okay. So the reason I wrote the proposal was I was writing down my ideas. I was writing down what I want to envision Target Arena to be. Yeah. So by the time I wrote that down, I already knew. Prior to that, all the five aside designs, well, I had already drawn them. I was already proposing them in my mind, writing them somewhere in a book. Or put street lights here, do this here. I was already writing them down, but then this one in particular, I didn't know. I just went to the internet, like, oh, how much is this? What do you call this? What do you need for paintball gears and all of that?
I mean, that's to show you that the internet is like right there at your
It's
fingertips.
right there. Like if you need the honest truth is there's no idea. Now, there is no idea, right? As we are speaking now, there might be 100 things that we both share in common. Like if I just say, oh, let's build this apartment, and you'll be like, I've been thinking about this. But the thing is, putting it down, like getting the ball rolling. That's just the honest truth about it. But what are the processes? I wouldn't have been able to do this on my. I could have, but I may not have been able to do it that fast if I didn't involve um, my friend in the UK.
So you're trying to say sharing ideas is what made your idea come to life.
For me personally, sharing my idea is what made my idea come to life. That's for me. What may work for me may not work for you because the other person, if the other person now doesn't have the same mentality as you do, then if the person has more resources than you to make it work, you just take your idea and go with it. You don't have any legal backing because I mean, there's unless if you wrote it on paper and gave it to him with your name and then you signed it and then so that then you can take him to court and say, oh, you gave a proposal to this person and then he utilized it without giving you back your dividends and all of that. But as long as it's a vocal idea, 100 people will have that same idea. It's just a matter of who takes the opportunity to begin. And then 100 people can still be doing the same thing, but you're doing it differently. Let's use the Igbo man, for example. The Igbo man, you can go to, if you're working in the market, you can see 10 shops selling the same thing, but their approach is different. The
So
price may be different. Intentionally, shop A will tell you this price is 500 naira. Shop B will tell you it's 495. Shop C will tell you it's 490. Right? So it's just who takes the opportunity and who is able to leverage on that opportunity that is given to you at that point in time. So for me, sharing my idea brought it to life. Definitely, it definitely did because it was even surprising to me because of how fast it came to life. I mean, we were doing this 2018 November, 2019 January. We were launching.
wow.
It was really fast for me.
So did you guys experience any kind of failure or anything? Like did it crash?
Definitely, definitely,
Can you tell us
definitely.
about it?
Because when you're a novice in such a business, you don't know anything, right? Here we are youngins, like just leaving school, right? So the first few weeks of Target Arena was bliss, man. It was because we were having customers back to back every week, probably even every day. We had to reduce it to 3 days, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, because I was still in school and then shuffling between school and the arena. I may be in a lecture and then a client will call that, oh, they want to paintball at so time. And architecture again with business, that's a wrong combo, man. If you're not careful, one of them has to suffer. Business did suffer because I had to drop. I had to reduce my presence because I was facing finals. Yeah. So because of that, for something that is starting, you need to pull the right crowd. You need to pull everybody who is capable. Like you need to be consistent. Consistency is the word. So that period where we slacked in the sense that I was I was just trying to finish up from school and then give it my own. It definitely did experience. We started lacking customers. The vibe died. Nobody was really coming through. You know, the income wasn't that much. The income wasn't much compared to compared to our expenses. and all of that. So we experienced those failures.
So were you like chasing the income all this while, or what? Why was it money that you were
Now
trying to
that's
chase?
the thing. If I was chasing the income, I'll have stopped in the first year. Because if you ask me now, what really is it taking? If I was chasing the income, I would have stopped in the first year. But I wasn't chasing the income. The main purpose of Target Arena was not to make money. It has, for me, it has never been to make money. It was just to leave a positive impact for eternity. That's how I see life. That's the acronym I always give life: leaving an impact for eternity. So it wasn't about the money. It was like, what do I do that is going to leave a legacy? That if I die today, no matter the age I'm dying at, it would be that I started this and I've left this for my generations to come and generations to follow. I was thinking of Bethany's anthem the other day, and it says, "O may all who come behind us find us faithful." Yeah, and may the footprints that we leave lead them to believe that the life we live is something to obey. But you, you get that line,
Yeah, I get it.
the fact that "O may all who come behind us find us faithful." I was like, that anthem really made sense. Then now it makes sense, but then it didn't make sense. We were just singing it. But now it does really make sense because here I am. I'm not anywhere close to a certain age, but I'm already thinking of what those who are coming behind me will think about me. What image am I giving them about myself? You know. So it wasn't about the income. It was all about changing the face of where I am, where I'm staying. I'm not I'm not from this state, right? But I'm a Nigerian. So it doesn't matter where I'm from. It doesn't really matter where I'm from, but how have I impacted my immediate community first before heading out to begin to change the world, to change the country at large? It always says charity begins at home. Yeah, that's it, man. You must start from within you, from surrounding your immediate environment. So that was it for me. It wasn't about the money.
So, in what you are doing now, what do you enjoy about it now? What's the most enjoy?
I enjoy the fact that I give people joy. It's the joy I give people. You know. So just yesterday, a woman came and then she was like, "Oh, she searched on the internet and then she found us. There was joy in my heart." And there's something she said. She said, "I can finally strike this off my bucket list." And I was like, I'm glad we gave you this opportunity. We are the ones that gave you this experience. Now, that alone means wherever she goes, she's going to take the pictures, the videos, and she's going to say, "Oh, I did this at Target Arena. It's in Jos." There's something she said. She looked at it. She looked for something like this in Abuja, in Enugu, and she couldn't get. There are a lot in Abuja. But at that point, I told her, I said, "God just wanted you to come here." And then she laughed. I said, "Thank God she didn't find the ones in Abuja because there are a lot."
Yeah.
So thank God she came here. Thank God she came here. And
Yeah.
I'm happy we were able to give her that experience. That alone, she was just so happy. I mean, she's a woman with kids, mind you. And then you didn't see the way all her kids were on the other side playing while she was in the arena, enjoying, reliving her life. It was just like, the joy of giving someone else the opportunity to live life. You never know what happens tomorrow. Just creating that memory. There's something I have on my bio. It says, "Follow our Target Arena. Let's help you create memories." That's what we want to do. That's what we hope to achieve. That's the goal. So the fact that we can do this every week is something It's something amazing. I meet people I've not met before. It's giving me the opportunity to interact, to know, to grow, to have the knowledge to delve into other things. So it's really it's really been a joy, engaging in this, to be honest.
If for
Yeah.
example someone wants to go into entrepreneurship or business, what would you like to give them? Like it's a free tip.
Go for it, man. Just go for it. You know when Nike says just do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go for it. Because you don't know. Do you understand? There's a local adage that my people say. When you're looking for antelope, when you're hunting for antelope in the bush, right? If you don't make a move, the antelope's not going to come out. But when you see an antelope and then you shoot it, even if you miss, but in the process of shooting it, you get a bushmeat, you've still gotten a meat. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Like, so just that it wasn't your goal. It doesn't mean you stop hunting, but I mean, you tried this and then you got bushmeat. Ah, why won't you go for? Why would you stop? Of course, in the long run, you might end up just going for bushmeat,
Yeah.
and leave the antelope. You understand?
Yeah.
But it's a way to start. As you got there, bushmeat, just go for it. Your aim is going to become better. You're going to learn from the experiences of starting. You're going to learn from the failure. It's all part of the process. It's really all part of the process. You enjoy it. You enjoy the fact that, look, I started this, it didn't work. What did I miss in the first place that made this thing to fail? What was I doing wrong? Like I mentioned, Target Arena suffered a lot. I'm not going to lie. It's not hard. It's not that it has been all rosy throughout the 3 years. And Target Arena suffered a lot because, like I said, you asked me how did I know what to do. I didn't know. I was ignorant, right? In my head, I just thought it was going to be smooth. Like we're just going to start and then we'll have clients coming in every week. It's never that way. You have to go out, you have to publicize yourself, you have to get yourself out there, let people recognize you, let people see you, let people understand the service that you are giving. Is it necessary? Is it a need? That's the thing now. Is the service you're offering a need or a want? If it's a want, you're going to have recurring services because there's something my coach said, Sam Obafemi. He said human beings tend to tilt towards wants rather than needs. The fact that, oh, you need to go to the gym to keep fit, but then you want to eat this shawarma because you want to satisfy this craving now. And then you may end up not going to the gym that morning. You just eat shawarma and then just be all right. And then you'll be like, oh, I can go to the gym tomorrow. You understand? So having that need, understanding what you're rendering, are you giving them what they need or what they want? It's necessary to give them what they need at the same time what they want. If you merge the two, it's going to be very perfect. Now, let me explain that. For example, paintballing arena, what they go there to do, they go there to have fun, like just run around, exercise. But then, what do they want? They want a space where if I come for paintball, I can sit down and have a drink with whoever I come with. I don't necessarily need to play the paintball at so and so time. But the fact that I sit down and I want to have a drink, maybe then I will now think of playing paintball. So you satisfied their want. You satisfied their want at that time. Now you entice them now to get them to know that they've done this now, but they should also try this one in order to keep fit. because paintballing is not just it's a fitness sport. You know, it trains your mind, it trains your body, it gives you that tactical intelligence. It's a team building sport. So understanding what services you're rendering and understanding your market is very important, because you need to know the kind of people that you want to attract, because your clients determine the standard at which your business goes to. If you have clients who understand, then it's going to be easier for your business to grow.
That's
Yes.
that's amazing, man. Terseer, it's been
Yeah, bro.
lovely talking to you, man.
Man, are we done already?
No, no.
We can go on for another 30 minutes, to be honest,
Man,
because
that means I'll definitely need to get you on another episode, man. Uh,
well, that's up to you, man. It's your podcast. It's not mine. Before I take over.
it's all about having these conversations with friends like this that will just like get your mind thinking and get you moving, you know. So before you go,
Yeah.
do you want to like drop a quick plug of your user of your Instagram name or where people can find you and stuff like that?
Yeah. On Instagram, it's Terseer_Tor. And
How you
then the
spell it, please?
business
Because
handle
I
is,
don't think everybody knows how to spell
yeah,
Tessie.
I'm not sure even you know that to spell Terseer. Well, Terseer. Terseer_Tor. Tor on Instagram.
Okay, and the business page
And the business page is at Target Arena.
at Target Arena. That's on IG, right?
Yes, Target Arena on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, man. So
Yeah.
I guess this is the end of the today's episode. And well, it's
It's
been
just
great
sad,
talking.
man. But I appreciate, man. You're doing great, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot.